that you'll have an idea of everything.
Okay.
All right, tell me whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
And make sure you get a overview of everything.
Okay.
Jeremy Gilstrap, the Total Pro Roofing, out here for Tom Reinmiller. Claim number is 078167766. Temperatures are roughly about 65 degrees. We are going to be doing an attempted repair on this damaged shingle here. You can see that this is one of the shingles that you guys have agreed that needs to be replaced or repaired due to the storm. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3-inch putty knife, and we're going to go to a left to right, right to left motion, not pulling up on the shingle, but just to simply break the seal of the shingles. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on breaking this lower seal here, and then I'm going to find out where the actual breaking point in the shingle is. So as you can see, I'm not applying too much pressure to the shingle. As we can see right here, go ahead and notate this. By simply just coming through with a simple motion, you can see that the shingle's already started ripping, and there was no pressure applied to the shingle specifically other than going in a left to right, right to left motion to break the seal of that shingle. So we're going to keep breaking this going across. Right here, I'm only going to lift the shingle high enough to find out where my watermark is and where the actual shingle ends and begins. So it looks like this one right here should be the end. It is. Our end shingle is here. So we're going to count 3 tabs, 1, 2, 3, which means our other end point should be roughly here, and that's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and break these 3 shingles loose. This is the 3 tabs that make up that one shingle. Also on top of that, I've got to break loose the shingles above that second run on this third run to get the nail out of the head lap that's holding it in place. So we're going to break these loose as well. Here. So I've gotten all my shingles loose. I've broken everything up, and I've got my breaking points knowing that these are the shingles that are coming out. What I'm going to attempt to use right now is a roof snake to actually get the nails out. If for some reason I can't get the nails out with this, I do have a standard 18-inch flat bar, roofing flat bar, that is standard to be used as well. But for all intents and purposes, because the carrier's requested, we're going to attempt to use a roof snake in doing so. Right now my focus is just lifting the shingle high enough to find out where the nail heads are to get the nail out. So I got one right here. We'll do the same thing coming across. I gotta find out where there it is right there. Sometimes the snake can be too short. In this case, we're good. And as you can tell, I'm only applying enough pressure, and that's where our ripped shingle was from earlier, to figure out where the nail heads are at on the shingle. So I think we're good there. I'll go up to this next run. These shingles have to come out because these top shingles on this third run are the head lap nail that goes into the top portion of the shingle that we're trying to remove. So yes, we do have to remove those nails. Another one holding in somewhere. Oh, right here. All right. As you can see, we got our damaged shingle out. Now we'll be replacing it with another 3-tab shingle that's the same like, kind, and quality.
You got it?
Yeah. Here's our other standard 3-tab shingle that's owed for like kind of quality that you guys suggested that needs to be used to go back. So what we're going to do now, we're going to slide this shingle back in place. Once we get our shingle in place and make sure everything is lined up and our watermarks are lined up properly and we're even across the bottom, at this point we're going to focus on nailing everything back in. Manufacturer specs requires that we put 4 to 6 nails in each shingle at a 90-degree angle to bite. So in this situation here, a little bit different than removing the shingle or removing the nail. I do have to get these shingles high enough for my hammer to make clearance and for the nail to go in at a 90-degree angle. But I'm still not going to put too much pressure on it, just enough to be able to lift it up high enough to actually get the nail in place. And we're going to be using our standard 1 1/4 inch roofing nail to do so. As you can see, as we're doing that, there's heavy granular displacement. As we're even putting the nails back in, the granulars are becoming dislodged in the nailing process. Not much that I can really do about that. In for our 4th nail run. And then of course I have to put nails back in the headlap shingles as well. So that'll be our focus now. As you can see right here across this top, the fiberglass matting is starting to break and you're having heavy granular displacement already. If you can notice on this, after we put everything back in, a couple things taken account for. As we were breaking the seal of the shingle, you can see where the shingles actually started to rip. The other factor that plays in is that you have the fiberglass matting, the shingles that are actually breaking as we're lifting it just to get the nail heads back in. This is not really indicative of a proper repair. We're actually causing more damage than we are helping the roofing system out by doing the repairs that are needed. Once the fiberglass matting breaks in the shingle, you start having granular displacement. Therefore, that doesn't fall under the category of like, kind, and quality or the proper repairs that are needed. Where's your chalk at? So in this instance, we are going to say that this attempted repair was a fail.